Listen, man.
It's time for...
That's motherfucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's legit.
Legit or bullshit.
Man, that's some bullshit.
On Out of Bounds, only on SDR Uncut.
You know what the fuck it is. You know what the fuck it is, man. Legit or bullshit. I'm going to make 5 statements. My guys here are going to tell me whether they think they're legit or bullshit. You guys can comment as well. Let us know whether you think it's legit or bullshit. And we're going to keep it rocking like that. Legit or bullshit number 1. The NFL will complete their season this season.
I'm gonna say legit. I think they'll find a way to finish the season off. I think that by limiting the amount of fans in the stands and stuff is going to be helpful. And I think they'll finish the season off.
I say legit. And only, there's only a handful of teams that are really going to have fans in the stands. Some teams are not going to have fans in the stands yet. I think that the NFL is being smart about how they're going to bring the fans back to the stadiums. And if it gets to the point where we get a positive test here, positive test there, they'll probably slow down on bringing in fans. But I think they will finish this particular season. If by nothing else, there's going to be money to be made either way. So
right.
I agree there. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean the breaks to come in. I'm gonna also go legit. I think they'll find a way. I think that they feel like they have to, and they will. It's the NFL.
Right.
It's the NFL. They're not gonna let
the
season
NFL
stop unless everybody gets corona.
Like the whole everybody.
And even then, it's gonna be replacements part 2.
They be like, can we do
we
7
gonna be
on
out
7? Can we finish 7 on 7?
7-on-7 flag.
They're gonna be like, this game has been postponed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is in quarantine. All right.
Super Bowl will be next summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit or bullshit number 2. The Miami Heat are capable of winning a championship right now.
Legit. I think they have the toughness. I think they have the grit. I think they have the superstars, and I think they have the ability to shoot the three so well that they can demoralize you quickly. Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, they get 3, 4, 5.5 each, and then it's like, God damn, you got to deal with them. You got to deal with Dragic. You got to deal with Jimmy Buckets, Bam. So I think they just got a complete team of veterans and young players. And I don't see Iguodala hasn't played so far, so I don't know. Maybe they might be trying to save his energy because you're gonna need it going up against LA or Denver, just depending on whoever makes it from the West.
Right.
I say legit. Jimmy Butler balling, Bam Adebayo balling, and they have, in my opinion, in a 7-game series, they have Boston on the ropes. Boston had them. What was it, 17 points? They had a 17-point lead, and they blew it. Lost the second game. Boston absolutely had. They are in a must-win situation. If Boston doesn't win this game, I don't see them beating the Heat, even if it goes 6 games, 5 games. I think the Heat will make it to the finals, and we'll play either Denver or my Lakers.
This is a little. Y'all can't hear the beats I'm playing in the background, but it's a little vibey. It's a little New York boppy.
Little vibey.
Little New York boppy type jump. I'd say that they're definitely legit. They are capable of winning the championship. I think a lot of us had respect for this Heat team, but they have definitely proved a lot of us wrong because I didn't have them going into the conference finals.
Me neither.
But of course, I respected them as a team, and they have been playing lights out. Out. I mean, they haven't lost a game, right? They haven't lost a game since the first round.
No, they lost game 4 against the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was the only loss.
And that should have probably been a win. But that was a game that Milwaukee just showed true grit. They were down, their superstar was down, and they still came together and they won that game. But had it not been for that, yeah, they would have swept them out too. And
Well,
Yeah, because
Jimmy
Jimmy
yeah,
even said, he was like, we took our foot off the gas when Giannis went out, and that was our problem.
and you could see that too. It was
Yeah,
obvious.
definitely.
It was obvious. Legit or bullshit number 3. I switched this one up on y'all because I think this is a question that's more fitting for right now. LeBron should be the MVP this year.
Based off of numbers, obviously Giannis has the points per game, the rebounds per game, the field goal percentage. I think he has the blocks per game and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's tough because I don't see taking Giannis off of that Milwaukee team and them being the same type of team they are. But you could say that for every LeBron James team too. Like, you take him off of that team, are the Lakers a 57-game win season, a 57-game win team up until COVID? It's so you can see it for both of them. I think Giannis was a good choice. So I don't know how I answered the question. Legit, I guess.
I think
no
you're saying
bullshit.
legit.
I don't know.
I think you're saying legit. I think you're saying. No, I think you're saying bullshit. I think you're saying bullshit.
I just started ranting and I forgot what the question was.
It was LeBron should be the MVP.
I mean, you could say legit or bullshit on that one.
you could. That could be a push because both of the superstars played their asses off. They balled out. But they're looking at numbers, of course. They're looking at Milwaukee having a better record, and probably for the same reason that Drez has hit on. If you take Giannis off of their team, they won't be in the position where they were when they were. Having said that, we're not going to answer it because LeBron was balling all season for. But what people can argue is, well, he had Anthony Davis on this team, and Giannis doesn't have Anthony Davis and that type of thing. But that's not LeBron's fault. LeBron still played. LeBron still ran the point. He still ran the team. I'm going to say legit. He should be the MVP. But it can go both ways.
Yeah, this one could definitely go both ways. I'm gonna say bullshit from the standpoint of, like Dredd said, the numbers are there. Giannis didn't not deserve it.
Right.
You guys get what I'm saying? Giannis didn't not deserve it, but LeBron deserved it as well. It could have went either way, honestly. But Giannis has the stats. It just sucks sometimes to see people get MVP and after they got bounced out of the playoffs. It just sucks. I think that's what it is.
I mean, a couple years ago when James Harden won it, you seen LeBron was better in every statistical category, and they still gave it to James Harden. And so I personally think that nobody wants to give LeBron number 5 because they don't want him to have that same amount of regular season MVPs as Jordan. Now that's my opinion. As I don't think the media wants to do that because the media loves them some Jordan.
Yeah,
and more media hates LeBron or hates on LeBron than they positively talk his game up. They always talk about the negative shit before they say anything. They're like, "Oh, LeBron had 15 assists. Oh yeah, but he had 2 turnovers and one of them was in the fourth quarter." Like, hey, motherfucker, everybody turned the ball over. But, so I honestly, I could say that LeBron probably deserved it just because of what he did in the West that everybody said he can't do.
Damn. That part right there.
LeBron wouldn't do that if he was in the West. LeBron wouldn't do that if he was in the West. You go to the West and he does it.
No, the West is weak. The West is weak now. That's what they say.
West is weak.
Now,
the West is weak now. Okay. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Warriors being hurt,
this was the easiest trip to the conference finals or to the finals that LeBron has ever had, for what they're saying.
Yeah,
man.
So, all right.
That's what they gonna do.
Yeah, no, we all answered. Yeah, legit or bullshit number 4. Back to LeBron and this whole conversation we on. LeBron has had better teammates than Jordan and Kobe.
I would say. My bad. Go ahead. This is legit or bullshit.
This is.
Well, let me break them up. I'm gonna say bullshit on Kobe because Kobe had a prime, unstoppable Shaquille O'Neal. So I'm gonna say bullshit on the Kobe end. On the Jordan end, I mean, that's tough, but I would probably say legit on the Jordan end because he had a prime Dwayne Wade Dwayne Wade for a couple of years still in his prime, before he started getting hurt and it started taking away from his game. And then he has Anthony Davis now. So
and he had Kyrie.
Nah, I don't say Kyrie's better than Pippen.
Oh, okay. I mean, but better than a lot of players on the Bulls.
Yeah, but we're talking star players. Yeah. I'm not talking, because if you got Jordan and LeBron, and then you got Pippen and Kyrie, and then after that, I'll take Horace Grant over Tristan Thompson. I'll take Tony Kukoc over Kevin Love. I'll take B.J. Armstrong over J.R. Smith.
B.J. over J.R.
I would say that Cleveland versus Chicago. I would take Chicago over the Cleveland team.
Yeah.
Minus LeBron.
Yeah.
So I would say, I don't know. It's tough.
That's another tough one, man.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. Just depending on if you're only taking one or two players, or are you taking an entire team? If you're taking an entire team, no.
I think the question and where it came from is definitely talking about the stars, the number twos or such.
Okay.
Number twos and number threes.
So I would say I would say bullshit, because if you go to a number three, I don't think LeBron has a better number three defensively than Dennis Rodman.
Right. Then that's where Jordan will win that comparison with who had the better.
Chris Bosh should have never been on that big three.
You don't think Kevin Love would give Dennis Rodman some problems?
Hell no.
Kevin Love couldn't even give Draymond Green problems, and we know Dennis Draymond will be an ant compared to Dennis on them boards and defense.
I'm telling you, boy.
So,
no joke.
So I'm gonna say bullshit on both ends. Then if we're going a whole team and not just one and twos.
If we're going 1, 2s, and 3s, that's bullshit on each end. Because I will also take, besides Shaq and Kobe, I would take shit. I'm trying to pick one. I take Derek Fisher, because that dude he was deadly from three in the clutch. So I'm looking at that, and we looking at LeBron and AD now. Damn. I couldn't pick a three, really. I mean, I do like I like Morris, but I had to take Morris off the bench. I mean, I had to put him on the bench.
Right.
So, yeah, shit, that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a hard one right there.
Because even if you go 1, 2s, I mean, AD is probably better than Pippen, and I would say Dwayne Wade is probably better than Pippen, but I wouldn't say Kyrie's better.
Mm-hmm. Love ain't better. And JR ain't better.
And Wade and AD, there's no way neither one of them was better than Shaq at that time.
No. Yeah. Prime Shaq? No. Oh, man.
That's why I split them up. If you're going 1, 2s, then I'll have a legit and a bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that too. I do think that exactly what you said, Dredd. Like when talking about Kobe, no, because nobody LeBron has played with is better than Prime Shaq.
Yeah,
just not. And Jordan, I guess you could probably put a couple of those players above Pippen, maybe. But I think when you're talking about full teams, that Bulls team was loaded. That Bulls team was loaded. It was a super team before we started calling teams super teams, if you ask me. Loaded. Yeah, all right, legit bullshit number 5. Right before we go into this next into this next segment. Is Kawhi's legacy is hurt by blowing the 3-1 lead?
Legit, and it should be because he's looked at as a superstar. He came into this year touted as the best player in the league because he just came off of a championship over a hurt Golden State Warriors team. And he demanded that the Clippers do whatever they can to get Paul George. He called KD. KD turned him down. He called Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets turned him down. His third option was Paul George, and we see that he wasn't even the second option on the team this year. So, yeah, definitely it should hurt his legacy. He picked the team. He picked his squad. He picked all the players on the team, basically, that weren't already there. Yeah, it should hurt his legacy because if it was a LeBron or if it was a KD, we was talking about KD when they lost 3-1 to the Warriors about how he won't be able to get over that hump, blah, blah, blah. And then what did he do? He turned around and went to the Warriors. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it definitely should hurt his legacy.
I agree. Definitely legit. Should hurt his legacy. And the Clippers giving up all those draft picks to get playoff P from Riverside. Yeah, that's hurt his legacy from Riverside. Not LA. He's from Riverside. That's not the same.
Playoff P.
Playoff P, baby. Yeah. So, that definitely hurt his legacy. We'll see what the Clippers do. They kept Doc Rivers. We'll see what they do as far as moving pieces, but this year was a flat out bust, and his legacy should hang right with that bust.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely say that, man. His legacy is hurt by that. This is, as some people have pointed out, this is the first time Kawhi has really been the leader of a team, or expected to be the leader. I know that people will say, well, he was the best player in Toronto. Okay, but he wasn't the leader of that team. That team already had a leader. They only swapped out pretty much one guy. Well, they brought in Gasol.
And Danny Green.
Yeah, and Danny Green, which is but again, that team already had the clear-cut leader, who I think was Kyle Lowry, and and Kawhi he was able to come to that team and be Kawhi, be quiet, do his thing, the quiet assassin, or however they call him. But on the Clippers, bro, that's not the Kawhi that is needed. They're gonna need a different Kawhi. You're gonna need to be a leader. You're gonna need to cultivate a relationship with that whole team, with the coaching staff and everything. And it just doesn't. They just didn't get it done. And a lot of people look at how us and other people are talking about the Clippers like they don't deserve it. They deserve all of this. They deserve everything that they've been getting said about them. You guys were up 3-1. No matter what, it would even be different if you guys won like a tight series, back and forth, something like that.
Right.
But you guys were up 3-1, and you guys lost 3 games back to back.
And not only that, game 5 that they lost, they were up 19. Game 6 that they lost, they were up 16. And they
game
were
7,
up,
they was up 10.
like 12.
Yeah, 10 or 12
game
at
7. So you were up double digits every game going into halftime, and then the second half they got smacked every single game. And I'm not talking like they were getting beat like 60 to 30 points in the entire half. It wasn't 30 and a quarter, 30 and a half.
And a half. Right. They stifled them dudes.
All right, well,
Kawhi had 3 games where he had 0 points in the fourth quarter. Motherfuckers would be killing LeBron if he had 0 points in the fourth quarter.
They did. He had 0 points in the fourth quarter the other day when they lost to the Rockets, I think.
Yeah, game 1 against the Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, game 1.
And then proceeded to bring the broom out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gentleman sweep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like they give Kawhi, they give this whole Clippers organization a pass because they've been garbage forever. 50 years and you ain't made the Western Conference Finals. At least
Not once.
my sons made that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 50
At
years
least.
and you haven't even made it at least once. And if you look, they've had players. They've had big name players. They just can't get it done. And that's when you got to start going to the whole organization. And I like Doc Rivers, but he got to take blame too. You can't have 3-1 leads blown in your entire career as a head coach.
And still be considered one of the greatest.
The greatest, yeah.
I don't know if I would say all of that. I mean, he won in Boston
with the original.
When he came, right, and when he came to LA, and I'm thinking, okay, he's. I was thinking to myself, finally, now the Clippers will probably do something. And so the Clipper fans, I don't know where the hell they came from, and I went to high school with some of these motherfuckers. I don't know where they came from. All of a sudden, they're Clipper fans. They naming the team, they nicknaming the team, and all this shit. They was beating us from pillar to post, talking shit and bragging for years, and they still have nothing to show for it. And I'm talking to you, Clipper fans. That's why I was talking shit when y'all lost.
And the Clipper fans, they came out of nowhere like all these Warrior fans. Like, where did y'all come from? In like a 5-year span, all of a sudden there was like the world was Warrior and Clippers fans. It's like, what
and that goes to my point that I tried to make the other day to debunk the narrative that the NBA is rigged. I'm like, if the NBA was rigged, the Clippers would be the champions. The Clippers winning a championship right now is the best thing for the league. Mm-hmm. It's not. People say, "Oh, what's the Lakers?" They always want the Lakers to win. The Lakers have a bunch of championships, and the Lakers fans will be there. The hype for the Lakers will be there. All of that. You're talking about building hype for a team that has not had that type of hype ever in the history. As they are getting ready to go into their new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff builds the revenue share, and it makes the NBA more popular. The Golden State Warriors Golden State Warriors made the NBA more popular. Like their emergence and them being a new team and the Splash Bros and shooting all of the time. That shit changed the look of the NBA.
Right.
And granted,
the positionless basketball.
Right.
All of that.
Granted, we got a few years of we all know who's going to the finals, but you know what I'm saying? That was a emergence of a dynasty.
Even that 1 year that the Cavaliers won,
right?
That was great for the league. Yeah. The 1 year that Dallas won, that was great for the league. Mm-hmm. The underdog beating the Miami Heat,
right?
Mm-hmm. That's great. That nobody wanted to see win. Yeah. Nobody wanted to see the Heat win because they were already bragging and shit. So then when Dallas won that series, I agree right with you on that one. I agree with you on that one.
So it is best for the league if these teams that nobody wants or expects to win wins, because then you're like, damn, they did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People don't get that when I say that. They're like, nah, they want it to be Lakers and Celtics. That's what it is. I'm like, I'm telling you.
If that's the case, why is Miami Heat beating the shit out of the Celtics right now?
Like I said again,
not beating the Celtics, beating the shit out of the Celtics.
To me, there's plenty of examples and evidence on why the NBA is not rigged. You think the NBA wants their MVP to be bounced out already?
Right.
No.
I know he got injured, but if it was rigged, they could have got them through that round, and Giannis probably would have been back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this shit.
Giannis probably ready to go right now.
Yeah, it's not rigged. I don't see it. I'm just saying that the NBA is not in their best interest for their MVP not to still be in the playoffs.
Right.
Period.